This just keeps getting better and better.
I saw her. She is real.
Go to hell and take your friends with you!
There's no reason to go! Ten best mommy movies of all time. The Mummy has become one of the most iconic movie monsters of all time for a good reason, with plenty of great flicks using the Egyptian legend. The Mummy franchise has deep roots in classic horror, with sequels and reboots establishing it as an iconic monster in cinema. The Mummy's complex history includes both successful and failed attempts at establishing it within shared universes and franchises. Like many classic horror movies icons, The Mummy has shambled its way through a great many films, with some doing the concept better than others. One of Universal's classic movie monsters, the Mummy character enjoys deserved recognition as an icon of scary movies, having stumbled into many other genres since its first film appearance in 1932. Of course, while Egyptian mummies existed in real life, the supernatural properties of a sandy undead beast have taken many forms over the years. Number 10. The Mummy's Tomb, 1942. Directed by Harold Young, one of many formulaic sequels to have sprung from the original 1932's The Mummy's Tomb offers shockingly few new ideas to incorporate into the franchise, existing as a comfortably familiar rehash of the first film's script. Bringing back the undead is from the mummy's hand to go on vengeful murder spree due to the desecration of his lover's tomb. The film culminates in the kidnapping of a beautiful woman, par for the course for early universe monster films. The Mummy's Tomb even reuses footage from The Mummy's Hand and Frankenstein, leaving it a literal stock monster movie. Number 9. The Mummy's Curse, 1944, directed by Leslie Goodwins. The final film of the original black and white run of mummy movies from Universal's early days, The Mummy's Curse ends the series with a last dusty gasp of mediocre quality. With a plot that had already been heavily recycled by previous films by this point, The Mummy's Curse also steals from The Creature from the Black Lagoon with its Louisiana swamp setting. Featuring a female mummy, Princess Ananka is at least a novel concept, but undeniably another rehashed idea inspired by The Bride of Frankenstein almost 10 years earlier. Number 8. The Mummy's Ghost, 1944, directed by Reginald Leborg. Striking while the iron was hot, Universal released The Mummy's Ghost the same year as The Mummy's Curse, bringing back Lon Chaney Jr. as the titular monster. This time the presentation and cinematography are turned up a notch, presenting the spiritual possession and return of the mummy with stylish flair. While the human victims of the reanimated Egyptian fiend are as stale and one-dimensional as ever, The Mommy's Ghost sucker punches its viewers with a twist ending that makes up for its occasional lag in pace. Number 7. The Mommy's Hand, 1940, directed by Christy Caban. The very first follow-up to the original The Mummy, spurred on by the success of other Universal monster sequels. The Mummy's Hand is able to recapture the scares of the first film, adding a surprising dose of comedy to the Mummy's formula as well. Some of the jokes in The Mummy's Hands have aged so poorly that they can actually become funny again, if for the wrong reasons. Even if it certainly isn't the best mommy movie, the entertaining characters and fascinating humor make The Mommy's Hand worth a watch even today. Number 6, Abbott and Costello Meet the Mommy, 1955, directed by Charles Lamont. If The Mommy's Hand injects a smidgen of humor into the premise, Abbott and Costello Meet the Mommy goes all in on the comedic elements of the monstrous mommy concept. One of many Abbott and Costello crossovers with Universal's monsters, the iconic comedy duo gets plenty of hilarious gags out of the premise of being treasure hunters in Egypt. Unfortunately, the actual mommy gets shockingly little to shine despite being in the title, with neither Boris Karloff nor Lon Chaney Jr. returning to reprise the role. Number 5, Scooby-Doo in Where's My Mommy? 2005, directed by Joe Sikta. Having had close encounters with mommies before, it's no wonder that the subject managed to snag logline on one of the many straight-to-video Scooby-Doo movies produced in the mid-2000s. The vibrant Egyptian setting adds some color and character to the usual adventures of Mystery Incorporation, and seeing the mommy chase the gang has a certain untouchable nostalgia that the film is sure to capitalize on. However, the plot is marred by one of the most astonishingly complex and convoluted Scooby-Doo villain plans ever, with a baffling explanation that provides more questions than answers. Number 4, The Mommy Returns, 2001, directed by Stephen Sommers, the second installment in the Brendan Fraser The Mommy continuity. The Mommy Returns brings back all the first film's trademark elements while making some interesting new revelations to the franchise's lore. Fraser and Rachel Weisz's on-screen chemistry is as electric as ever, and the introduction of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as the Scorpion King helped shape both the series itself and the wrestler's early acting career to decades to come. Unfortunately, the plot and characters take a noticeable backseat to the relentless action and aged special effects this time around, sanding off some of the first film's charm. Number 3, Baba Hotep, 2002, directed by Don Crascarelli. Few films are claimed to be as bizarre as Baba Hotep, whose synopsis alone is the stuff of cinema legend. Starring Bruce Campbell as Elvis, revealed to have faked his own death, the film pits the king of rock and roll against a reanimated mommy styling itself as a cowboy. As enjoyable, strange, and knowingly cheesy as it is, Baba Hotep manages to also possess a surprisingly thoughtful message on growing old. A cult classic, the film may not be the most accessible, but it's an earnest and well-made flick that stands with the best mommy media. Number 2, The Mommy 1999. Director Stephen Sommers. Revisiting Brendan Fraser's career-defining action-adventure movie featuring the Mommy, it's no wonder that the film was able to rapidly spawn a franchise. With perfect comedic timing and groundbreaking CGI, the film was able to establish the Mommy as more than just a stumbling bandaged zombie, but a supernatural force of evil with a deep well of mystique power, forever changing the landscape in the monster's mythos. The Mommy will forever be a tough act to follow for any future film daring to use the Egyptian ghoul as a villain. Number 1, The Mommy 1932, directed by Carl Freund. If it weren't for the original The Mummy, it's hard to say if the concept of ancient Egyptian funeral rites would have ever made it into the awareness of pop culture. being made after the actual rumors of the Mommy's curse were circulating in headlines only 10 years prior. The evil shadowy presence of lurking spirits is felt throughout the entire runtime of the tense monochromatic horror film, featuring the iconic Boris Karloff as another universal monster. The Mummy holds as a well-made creature feature that birthed a wholly new pop culture villain.